Hey guys, welcome back to another very interesting video of VK. In this video, we'll be talking with you guys about the Moto G7. Yes, finally the Moto G7 family of smartphones have been launched in Brazil, UK, United States and several other countries. It is yet to be launched in India, and they have not just launched one smartphone, but they have launched a family of smartphones. They have launched 4 different smartphones like the Moto G7 Play, Moto G7 Power, Moto G7 and the Moto G7 Plus. In this video, we'll be talking with you guys exactly what Moto G7 offers to the customers in the market. What would be the price ranges of Moto G7 in India, when it's going to be launched in India, and everything else you need to know about the Moto G7 family of smartphones. Let's get started. So guys, let's start with the names of the smartphones. There are 4 smartphones that has been launched. The names of the smartphones are G7 Play, G7 Power, G7 and the G7 Plus. The 4 models have been launched last week. Let's start with the lowest end variant or the entry level variant, which is called the G7 Play. G7 Play is having a 5.7 inch HD display or a 720p display. It has a USB Type-C port for charging and data transfer. It has a 2GB RAM and 32GB storage, a 3000 mAh battery. It does not support fast charging. The rear camera is a 13 megapixel f2.0 single camera, and the front camera is a 8 megapixel f2.0, which is again a single camera. It is running on the Qualcomm Snapdragon 632 and the price of the smartphone is $199. So guys, moving on to the next smartphone in the lineup, that is the Moto G7 Power. Moto G7 Power is the second smartphone, and this is completely a battery centric smartphone. It has a 6.2 inch 720p display or a HD plus display. It has USB Type-C port for charging and data transfer. It has a 3GB and 32GB RAM and storage variant, support fast charging. It has a 12 megapixel camera at f2.0 shooter for the rear and the 8 megapixel f2.0 shooter at the front. And it is running on the Qualcomm Snapdragon 632 octa-core SoC as well. And the price of the smartphone is somewhere around $249. Now going on to the third smartphone, which is the main smartphone, or the Moto G7. Moto G7 has its water drop notch, unlike the huge notches present on the Moto G7 Power and the Moto G7 Play. This water drop notch display is a full HD plus display at 6.24 inches. It has a USB Type-C port again, and it has 4GB and 64GB RAM and storage options. It has a 3000 mAh battery. It has fast charging supported up to 27 watt. It has a 12 megapixel f1.8 RGB sensor at the rear, which is the first camera, and a 5 megapixel depth sensing camera at the rear, which is the second camera. It has an 8 megapixel f2.0 shooter at the front for selfies, and the price of the smartphone is $299. All these 3 smartphones, Moto G7 Play, Moto G7 Power and the Moto G7, has the Qualcomm Snapdragon 632. This is the same SoC that we had seen in the Huawei Honor 8C and the Asus Zenfone Max M2. Now let's come to the main smartphone of the discussion, which is the Moto G7 Plus. Frankly guys, Moto G7 Plus is the same as the Moto G7, but except for the camera and the SoC. The camera on the Moto G7 Plus has a 16 megapixel f1.7 shooter and a 5 megapixel f2.0 shooter at the rear, which is a dual camera setup, and at the front it has a 12 megapixel f2.0 shooter, unlike the 8 megapixel that has been running through all the 3 smartphones. Now let's come to the SoC on the Moto G7 Plus. The Moto G7 Plus is running on the Qualcomm Snapdragon 636, which is a good SoC for mid-range smartphones that was launched actually way back in 2018. This SoC is again old. We had already seen this SoC in Redmi Note 5 Pro and Redmi Note 6 Pro and the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1. And Moto G7 Plus is bringing this old SoC with the Moto G7 Plus in 2019, which doesn't make sense. Now let's come to what is our opinion on all these 4 smartphones. Guys, if you want to ask me frankly about all these 4 smartphones, it is highly disappointing. In my opinion, all these smartphones would be priced somewhere in the ranges of 10,000 to 20,000 in India. For example, the Moto G7 Play would come at somewhere around 9,999, Moto G7 Power would come somewhere around 13,999, and the Moto G7 would come somewhere around 16, and the Moto G7 Plus would come somewhere around 19,999. So this is the most powerful price bracket in India, and we have seen outstanding smartphones released like the Xiaomi Redmi Note 6 Pro, Samsung Galaxy M20, the Zenfone Max Pro M2, and we have seen the Mi A2, and we are yet to see the most powerful smartphone that would be coming in this range. It is the Redmi Note 7 and the Redmi Note 7 Pro, and we also have the Samsung Galaxy M30 that will be launching in a few months again. Why would someone want to buy an underpowered Motorola smartphone at this price range? If we see Motorola pricing strategy of last year, we can easily say these four smartphones would be priced somewhere in the ranges of 12,000 to 22,000. As you guys know, last year's smartphones Moto G6 Plus was priced at 22,000 and the sales were just 0.5% of the whole market. So I would like to say, if Motorola brings all these four smartphones at a very aggressive price of somewhere around 6,000 for Moto G7 Play and 8,000 for Moto G7 Power and 12,000 for Moto G7 and 15,000 for Moto G7 Plus, then we can see some competition for the Motorola smartphones this year. Otherwise, overall speaking, these Motorola smartphones have last year's old SoC and a lot of other things. Except for G7 and G7 Plus, the first two variants have 720p displays and cameras are okay, not extremely outstanding. When Samsung is thinking of bringing the A game into their mid-range smartphones by launching the Galaxy M30, which as per their vice president would have 3 cameras under 20,000, why would someone be buying a Motorola smartphone at the same price range? So this is our frank opinion, guys. Since Poco has changed the game last year by launching the outstanding Xiaomi Poco F1 at 20,000 rupees, which had the Qualcomm Snapdragon 845, this price bracket has become extremely powerful for India. If Motorola wants to beat other players in the competition, then price becomes almost everything. If they price the smartphones right, then they would be doing some amount of sales and coming back in the market. Otherwise, again, like the last year, Motorola would not be even seen in the picture. So guys, these were our opinion and features of the latest Moto G7 family of smartphones. If you guys have liked this video, please hit the like button, share this video with your friends and subscribe to our channel for more interesting content ahead. Thank you for watching, guys.